If you're part of the creator economy, or even just testing the waters of content creation, you've likely stumbled across the booming world of YouTube Shorts. These bite-sized videos, lasting 60 seconds or less, have become a powerful way to go viral, grow fast, and grab the algorithm's attention. But here's the real question every creator eventually faces. How many shorts can your brain really handle creating in 10 minutes? And more importantly, should you even be trying to create that many in the first place? Let's break this down in a way no one else is doing, through a deep dive into cognitive limits, content strategy, and creator psychology. At first glance, 10 minutes sounds like a long enough window to brainstorm and produce multiple pieces of micro content. But when you consider the mental load of creating not just one idea, but several that are original, engaging, and strategically aligned with your niche, the brain hits a bottleneck. This bottleneck isn't about laziness or procrastination. It's rooted in neuroscience. The human brain is optimized for deep work, not fragmented idea generation under a ticking clock. Switching rapidly from one idea to the next increases what's known as cognitive switching cost. It's the mental penalty your brain pays when jumping between tasks, and it eats up both time and energy far more than you realize. Studies in cognitive psychology suggest that even simple task switching can reduce productivity by up to 40%. In content creation, where every idea requires creative energy, originality, and some sense of performance prediction, the cost is even higher. That means if you're trying to spit out 5 shorts ideas in 10 minutes, your brain is spending a significant portion of that time just trying to shift gears. You may think you're being productive, but you're actually running a race in sand. Now let's look at what actually goes into making a quality short. First, you need a hook. The first 2 seconds must grab attention. Then, the body of the short has to deliver value, be it entertainment, education, or emotion. Finally, a strong call to action or narrative twist is what makes the short memorable or viral. So within that 60 seconds of final product, you're accounting for scripting, tone, rhythm, and relevance. All of that has to be mentally mapped before even hitting record. So in those 10 minutes, how many complete ideas like this can you process? Realistically, your brain can generate about 2-3 solid, differentiated ideas with structure. Not 7, not 10, and definitely not 15. Of course, quantity vs quality is the classic debate. Some argue that shorts are meant to be raw and spontaneous, and you don't need to overthink them. That's partially true, especially if you're in a niche like humor, reactions, or trending sounds. But here's the catch. Spontaneity only works after you've put in the reps. The creators who seem to just throw things up and go viral often have years of subconscious pattern recognition guiding their creativity. For a beginner or even an intermediate creator, that level of instinct hasn't fully developed yet. So the time you save by rushing often costs you in reach, engagement, and long-term traction. Let's also talk about mental stamina. Creating shorts isn't just about ideas, it's about energy. That energy fuels tone, delivery, and how your personality comes across. When you're racing the clock and pushing out too many ideas, your energy dilutes. This results in bland delivery, forced humor, or ideas that sound like low-effort copies of things viewers have already scrolled past 100 times. Even the algorithm is starting to pick up on low-intent content. With more AI scrutiny and user feedback loops, videos that feel phoned in are more likely to be down-ranked. So it's not just a question of, can you make 5 shorts in 10 minutes? But, can you make 5 worthwhile shorts in 10 minutes? And the honest answer for most of us is no, not consistently. Let's dig into another angle, context switching between content types. Say you're a creator who dabbles in multiple niches: fitness, self-improvement, finance. Each of these requires a different tone, structure, and mindset. Even within one niche, switching from an educational piece to a comedic skit or a storytelling format forces your brain to rewrite its playbook. That's why some of the best creators batch content within one theme per session. When they sit down for 10 minutes, they decide, I'm only making motivational finance shorts today. That mental consistency allows for smoother flow and sharper focus. In that context, you might be able to outline 3-4 shorts in 10 minutes. But if you're trying to juggle diverse styles in that window, your quality will almost certainly tank. Now, here's where the nuance kicks in. Not all parts of the creative process need to be done in real time. If you reverse engineer a successful creator's workflow, you'll notice that the 10 minutes you're spending trying to generate content might be better spent executing a batch of pre-thought ideas. In other words, ideation and creation are best separated. Spend 30 focused minutes the night before generating 10-15 shorts ideas, write rough outlines, and then use your 10-minute window during the day to knock out 2-3 of them quickly. This is the secret behind high-volume creators. They don't think and film in the same mental session. It's all about strategic compartmentalization. Let's get brutally honest here. If your goal is virality or follower growth, then throwing up 5 half-baked shorts in 10 minutes will almost never get you there. What tends to work is high-retention content, videos people watch to the end and maybe rewatch. That requires thoughtful structure, pacing, and value. A creator who posts 2 shorts a day that are well-written and executed will outperform someone posting 10 rushed pieces with no editing, no narrative arc, and no punch. It's a marathon of smart consistency, not a sprint of shallow output. But what if you're just trying to build the habit and get past the fear of creating? Then yes, quantity can help. For new creators, those 10 minutes are less about producing masterpieces and more about reducing perfectionism. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't aim for personal records on day 1, you just show up and move. If you're in this stage, creating 3-5 raw shorts in 10 minutes may be fine, as long as you accept their reps, not results. Over time, you'll evolve from brute force output to strategic, optimized creation. And there's another layer: audience expectation. If you're trying to grow a loyal following, your audience will quickly pick up on your content habits. They'll sense you're putting thought into what you post versus when you're phoning it in. People don't just follow content, they follow consistency of effort. The moment your content feels like a daily obligation rather than a creative expression, your audience can smell it. That's why elite creators don't just ask, "How many shorts can I make?" They ask, "Which one of these would I watch again?" Let's put some numbers to it. Realistically, with a warmed-up brain, a single focused creator can ideate 2-3 shorts in 10 minutes, each with a working title, basic structure, and maybe a rough hook line. If these are pre-planned ideas from a content bank, you might film 3-4 in that time depending on complexity and how talking head they are. But even then, expect to discard or revise half of what you create. The real ROI isn't in squeezing every drop of productivity out of those 10 minutes. It's in stacking those moments consistently across weeks and months to build a powerful content library. So what's the answer to our big question? How many YouTube shorts can your brain really handle creating in 10 minutes? The honest, high-performance answer is this: 2 or 3 at most. And only if you're structured, prepared, and energized. More than that, and you're likely sacrificing quality for volume. Less than that, and you may not be challenging yourself enough. The real takeaway: it's not just about speed, it's about clarity. Creators who know what they're trying to say, who their content is for, what reaction they want to provoke, and how their message fits into their broader strategy. Those are the ones who win, not the ones who blindly chase numbers or flood the platform with filler. So the next time you sit down for a 10-minute content sprint, don't ask yourself, "How many can I make?" Instead, ask, "Which 1 or 2 shorts can I make well right now, and will I still be proud of them a month from today?" If you answer that honestly, your content and your growth will reflect it.